Hi Libra, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Libra, if you didn't see from the thumbnail, it's High Priestess Week, my friends. I just sneezed and I'm not getting up again, so it's like up and down. Anyways, it's High Priestess Week, Libra. The sniffles will go away in a second. What we're going to do, before we get into the full-on reading, you're going to get a card from the Witch's Oracle, the Mortar and Pestle, Owl, Labyrinth. Paragraph. It's too much to talk about. How much? You haven't even started your reading. The one underlined that we're going to talk about is a mortar and pestle. So it is putting the ingredients together to make something magical. Let's say that. I'll say that for you now. I'm going to pull out that. Oh, it comes from this card, this deck, because people often want to know when there's more than one deck called the Witch's Oracle. So that's the one that I work with. When I pull that out, we're going to wait till the very end of the reading to read to you what it's about and give you your incantation. The incantation, very powerful in these cards. It's kind of a cool deck. So, we're going to use, for the actual like meat and potatoes part of the reading, that's just the gravy, right? That's the gravy, the Witch's Oracle. The meat and potatoes here, we're going to use the Angelarium, your right eye of wisdom. The Angelarium deck. And the Heaven and Earth Tarot, Right Eye Wisdom, the Princess of Swords. What you see is the truth before you. Interesting. What you see is the truth before you. And then we have the Teeny Tiny Everyday Witch, the Six of Wands. So maybe you see some success. This is the truth. That's the truth. That's what you see. That's really interesting. So what am I going to ask with those cards? I'll tell you. I'm going to ask what your superpower is, your real strength here, what your kryptonite is, your full-on weakness, what your nemesis is. So the nemesis is that thing that just always seems to show up the worst time in your life, and more than one time, for sure it's going to do that. But you know what? Every time you're finished dealing with the nemesis, you're always stronger than you were before. Right? So it's kind of a reoccurring thing that just keeps making you stronger. And then your next assignment will be the final question that we ask. Before we get into the meat and potatoes, we're going right to the gravy. We're going to pull out a Witch's Oracle card for you. For Libra. Libra, the Cosmic Scales of Justice. All right, Libra. A Witch's Oracle. And you have the Merkaba. So we'll get into like the meaning and everything at the end, like I said. But what's coming in with this right now is I'm being shown like a star, like a lit up star on the top of a tree, or a lit up star to guide someone. Oh. Okay, I'm also seeing like the wheel of an astrological chart. The wheel of an astrological chart produced by infinite triangles moving into one another. So something about being guided by the stars, an astrological chart. Being guided by a specific star, though. So I kind of feel like there's a specific star within some type of zodiac placement that's very relevant to you right now. It's guiding you somewhere. That's a really interesting message. Zerodwin's cauldron. Zerodwin's cauldron is at the bottom. Now that's funny because this was one of the cards that came out for Virgo. And when it came out, it was showing me the universe, like all of the ingredients to the universe, and their message is different from yours. But it's like there's something going on universally for you right now. And there is a particular star within a zodiac placement, like an astrological alignment, that is guiding you right now. Interesting. And I don't know. So, and now that's it. I mean, you could scroll all the way to the end, to the point where I'm reading from the book if you can't wait. But right now, going into the Angelarium deck. Simmer down. Angel of Dreams. Okay, just simmer down. I'm going to see what your superpower is, your kryptonite, your nemesis, and your next assignment, Libra. Your superpower. The Angel of Death. That's crazy. That's the same card in the same spot that Virgo got. You saw me shuffle, and I really shuffled it. So interesting. There's some sort of a rebirth process going on for, I think, like at the collective, a lot of people. Oh, but I'm seeing something I did not see and was not pointed out to me. Oh, the hands. What's going on here? There's a hand. There's one hand holding the apple. There's another one pointing to some scripture or text. And then all the other hands have eyes in them. But one hand is hidden. It's not showing. What the hell? There's some divine wisdom that you're being guided to see things from many different angles and perspectives. That's what these all feel like. These points on this Merkaba. Merkaba? I don't know what that is. It feels like it has like what about it's how is it failing me? What, like Jewish people would speak the language. It's I can't get it. It's kind of gone. It feels like that though. Just the sound of it. Anyways, your superpower. There's something to do with death and rebirth, like endings and beginnings. But more specifically for you, there's something about, I want to say, finding some sort of hidden knowledge within a missing or a lost scripture. So that doesn't, oh my gosh. Holy crap. All right then. I'm going to try to link it if I can find the video. This is, you know what I was just shown? The filing cabinet. Oh my gosh. This is the reading that I did so long ago. That was the hardest reading I'd ever done. Oh my God. It was so hard. Oh dear. Are we going there? I don't know. Oy. Just give me a second to assimilate this. Okay. The reading that I did, if you're not familiar with it, many of you probably are. It came in the Libra reading years ago. I mean years. So when are we coming up? I think we're coming up to the 4-year anniversary of when I started like doing things with this channel. And so I want to say I think it's probably about 3 years ago. I think maybe it was about a year into it. I don't remember. But the message was, one of the more profound things that was in this message was that there was some sort of hidden information. And this hidden information would provide justice, some justice that was not able to happen until this information was discovered. And I remember distinctly like seeing someone looking for something else. You know, like it almost felt like a professional capacity. Like somebody at work in some form of a profession that might be linked to Libra too. So it could be like it did. It felt like justice. And justice had not been served. But it's like a hidden document is discovered even while looking for something else. And somebody pulls this out. And it's like, what the hell is this? Like it seems really important. And the different types of justice that came out were really big and heavy, like really big and heavy. It was difficult to talk about as a reader. It's weighing me down now. Oh Lord, really. Because these were things that I can't even talk about it. I can't go there. Really bad things that had happened to people, and justice had not been served to them in this lifetime. My gosh, this is the angel of death. There is some justice that's about to be served. And it's all about something, some wisdom found within something written, you know, I was to say like in some lost scripture, but you know, I mean, it could be, depending on what it is, like in a more esoteric way. Oh, my head is spinning with this. It's almost like too much for me to download. The eyes see. All this knowledge becomes like given. The apple holds the knowledge. The finger points to it. A fact. A fact. And then all these hands open up with insight. Right? It's like this information is passed on and something is done with it. So your superpower is to take some sort of information. Oh my gosh. Some sort of information is almost like passed on to you and to do something with it. I don't know if some of you could be like lawyers or advocates. It's definitely about bringing the end to something here. Some sort of knowledge. I want to say for like 99% of you, it's just some sort of knowledge that comes to you. And that was the underlying, right? After the pre-shuffle was knowledge, what you see through your hand. Because he's got all, look at this. I'll let you look at that card closely. Is the truth, is the victory. Something will be shown to you that was missed before. But then there's an element to this reading that feels very large and vast. And after doing that reading, two things that really happened after that initial reading, like the hardest reading I'd ever done. I think the first thing that occurred was a change in a law. I believe it was in California, but then some people came through and said this actually is also happening in other states where they extended or removed, oh shoot, why am I have this problem when I'm channeling. It's like there's two parts of my brain. I can't channel and think of like, and then stop and think of words. You know, when you can't, oh shit. How long, okay, you have to bring something forward to the courts, right? Like the, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Like the time period. So let's say a child was molested. I hate that. Even just putting it out there at a young age. And I think this was something that happened. This is actually, I think this is the example. In California, I think it was in California and some other states. And the time period had expired that something could have been done about this. Even if all the evidence in the world, like right there, existed that could show, you know, to bring justice to this child or these children who would be now adults, right? And that changed, that law, like it changed. So it allowed them to be able to like bring these forward in the courts and to find justice. And then also it was the missing records, like to unearth something was like, to hear what happened in Canada with the residential schools. Those were two things that really felt strongly connected to that Libra reading. There's something about to be unearthed here. I don't know how soon. I don't know. But that's really profound. There's some sort of knowledge. And again, something missing that's unearthed. And there's like the justice, like there's something so heavy that this can't be held back. I just see all these dark angel wings. Like there's some sort of justice that needs to come forward in this. That feels like a very collective message. That part, oh. And your energy does that. I guess it's because what you represent. Like you bring those messages like that come through you to me. Or from me to you. Through that channel. Let's keep going. But that, yeah, I didn't even split the deck yet. It just came flying out. So what's your kryptonite, your nemesis? That energy is heavy. It's tiring to pull that out. Your kryptonite. Left eye knowledge. Oh. Left eye knowledge. Something that you can't unknow. Oh, damn. What is going on here, Libra? Some of you are going to learn something that you'd rather not know. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I mean, you might learn something about a betrayal. You might learn something. Like this feels profound in that I want to say this is the kind of energy where I think I've given an example like this before in a reading. That's really not relevant, but it's this example where it's like, let's say you grew up in a home and in that dynamic, you always understood your mother to be a crabby, mean bitch. I don't know, like just this horrible person. And then you always saw your father as, he's great and he's wonderful. And you grew up with that. Like it just seems so obvious to you. But then it's almost like something happens and you realize you're shown. And it is like factual. You can't get around this. With this, like this, you cannot get around this. There's no second guessing this information that comes in. And in this, you realize that your father was an abusive, just like, no wonder your mom was like that. Like that's how that, and then it's like, it almost like it's like this pearl of wisdom rips you, like hits you in the gut. It takes your breath out of you to realize that something that you really believed was this. And you perhaps even demonized a person. And then realized that the person you thought was like, like there's something about that. Like it's not necessarily that situation, but it's like that where you can't unknow this. And it's like a punch in the gut. She's glad she showed up for your reading. Jeez. The high priestess. I tell you, she won't hold back. Okay, what your nemesis? What makes you stronger? The angel of mercy. Interesting. Wow. You may have an opportunity to do something. Okay, this is also coming forward that whatever this information is that you're going to gain, it feels like perhaps the players involved may not even be alive anymore. That the whole reason for uncovering this is the truth for you, right? Because this interesting angel is holding in one hand, like, I feel like it's almost a scale. There's a lot that's going on in his hands. One resembles a scale to meet balance, weighing out the pros and the cons, the yeses and the nos, the nays and the yays. And then the other is a hand pulling out a very serrated sword out of like a sheath. And right, like it is holding back doing something. You could even see a weakness in something. There's a wrong here that you see. And it's like a punch in the gut. And I don't know if this happens more than once for you, right? Like this plays out like that. Like you could do something with this, but you show mercy. You always show mercy. So how does that, like, right? It's a nemesis for you. You always show mercy. You don't go in for the killing blow. I mean, I don't even know if some of you too could be, you could have some really like interesting family history and you discover certain truths. Like these are really like, they're factual. I don't know. It's almost like there's evidence to support this, like written documentation, the way he's pointing and holding the apple and the eyes see. And you, like this pearl of wisdom drops into your hand, your left eye. So for me, that also is not how you would instinctively reach for some sort of knowledge. Like it finds you somehow. And it is like, you pull this through your gut. You feel it in you. You could perhaps say something to others about this, but you don't. So I do feel like you have witnessed many wrongdoings that many people have done, either to you or to others. And when you witness this, like you feel it, I guess it's just an enormous disappointment, an enormous feeling of a sickness. You know, like it makes you feel sick to your stomach. So in one ways, I want to say nothing is likely to be gained by avenging something even. There's nothing to be gained in avenging something here. This is a hidden information that stays hidden publicly. But it makes you sick. Your next assignment. Angel of Mysteries. I feel like he's like putting his finger to his mouth. Wow, what a burden. Crap. Just because something is not spoken does not mean that it has not been witnessed by the universe. What a deep, fascinating reading, Libra. Wow, your next assignment is to keep something a mystery. What's the underline? The angel of snow, the crown, spirituality, the angel of annihilation, angel of silence, the angel of rain. Wow, emptiness. There's all here. Angel of snow. You might even find that, I found with crown and spirituality, I'm going to stop at like the first two, because it's like a dozen under here. The angel of snow and the crown, spirituality. This also has a feeling of moving away from whatever that is. You know, maybe you discover something here. It's not going to do anyone any good to divulge it. But what you can do good for yourself is to remove yourself from it. Like it's like the Five of Pentacles and the crown, spirituality, because at the end of the day, I want to say is you keep your integrity. You keep your integrity. This angel of mysteries is definitely coming out to say that not every injustice needs to be spoken up about, particularly if the universe is perhaps already creating some sort of justice on its own, or the characters and the players that we're talking about are no longer living. I don't know. I mean, you also have to make your own choice. Because these cards are coming out and saying this doesn't mean you have to do it. That's up to you. Obviously, too, if you are dealing with some sort of injustice in your life, and it is really important that you bring something forward to someone who has authority or someone who could help you with it, that's not what this is about. That's not what I'm picking up here. This is something different than that, like where there's really nothing to be gained. The only thing that is to be lost would possibly be your own spiritual integrity. Wow, the Princess of Swords and the Three of Swords. What you observe, it's very painful. This knowledge that you gain. Libra, this is the heaviest reading I've done in a very long time. The star is guiding you to show you something. The pain of disappointment I'm hearing. The Tower. Wow, it's like it strikes. The star strikes the tower. Oh, the universe is definitely aware of whatever this is, so energy has to be corrected. It's not necessarily your job to do this. Be interesting to see. Oh, right. Your superpower, the Angel of Death. Seven of Cups and the Magician. To unravel mystery. It's really death too. This feels like lost knowledge. To manifest with the knowledge that you have. That's, okay, that's your power here. Manifest with some sort of knowledge that you have. A knowledge that is buried in an illusion. Your kryptonite is the knowledge that you learn. It's the information that you learn, the knowledge that you gain. Victory. The Ace of Wands. Whatever you learn is enough. That's enough. It's almost, whatever you learn, that's enough. And this is inspiring you forward. How that inspires you forward, I don't know, right? It'll be up to you. Your nemesis is mercy. I want to say too, there's a bit of advocate energy here. Actually, not a bit, quite a lot. So, you could find yourself in a position, or you may regularly find yourself in the position to advocate for others. But in this, and perhaps people that were done wrong or mistreated, slipping through the cracks of life and society. And instead of using your energy to punish or finger point towards those that have done something terribly wrong, you use your energy to show, but it's a nemesis. So I feel like it's almost like circumstances play out this way, that your best position of helping out is mercy, like to be merciful, to help those in need even. Your nemesis, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Star. Right, the Star hits the Tower. This reading is taking on so many levels. There's a whole other message that's coming in that I'm going to get to once I pulled the final cards for the Angel of Mysteries. So stay tuned for that one. Stay tuned for that. And it is a much more like, it's not so big, not so deep and profound. It is a little more mundane in the day-to-day. Your next assignment is Angel of Mysteries. The Ace of Pentacles, the Chariot. Oh, it's to discover something, discover an opportunity. Hold an opportunity in your hands and run with it. The other thing I'm getting to, kind of coming in with this bigger, heavier message, with this Chariot, like you hold this knowledge in your hand. It's interesting. It's like an apple of wisdom that is formulating around you. And this pearl, the pearl of wisdom, is about to drop into this person's hand. When it does, it's like it signifies for you here victory. It's perhaps a pearl of wisdom that you've been searching for. And whatever this is, you finally find it. It's an answer you've been looking for, and you finally find it. You can hold it in your hands. It's a burning truth. And then again, like here it is, holding something in your hand here. What you've gained, you build with it. What you do with that is up to you. You still have free choice here, I don't know, depending on, you know, what level this reading is. The King of Cups, the Queen of Wands, fire and water. Oh, the Saracen's Cauldron. The fire with the water. Okay, so the other more kind of mundane message that I'm getting here for you as well is that there's been some sort of almost like dramatic event, or there will be. But what this does is it clears the way for truth. This dramatic event clears the way for truth. Because your superpower is to discover the truth within the mystery again. That is here. Like that really does stay the same, but it feels like in some ending, the Tower and the Death card, both like serious Mars energy. You can manifest yourself. You can create a future beyond some sort of illusion that you've been dealing with. I want to say too, now your kryptonite, your difficulty here, your weakness has been grasping this knowledge and being able to run with this. Inspiring yourself forward. There's something here, like when I get this kind of like wand energy, wand also comes forward to me as like your kind of get up and go, your mojo. Improving this mojo. Now there is really here, there is something for you to invest in a really beautiful way. You have the Queen of Pentacles and the Star, and it's honestly, it's healing. It's healing. It could be something to do with family or ancestral trauma. It does feel like some sort of trauma, like healing, because I kind of picked that up in here. Healing some form of trauma. And I kind of get for some of you, almost like it's, when I say it's time, whenever this next assignment starts, I don't know, maybe it's right now, maybe it's next week, I don't know what it is. But it's like almost the knowledge, you know, that it's something that is unspoken, it becomes visual with the Ace of Pentacles. Like it becomes real. So for some of you, there is a degree of unraveling this mystery for it to be seen. The Six of Wands and the Eight of Swords. Yeah, that goes with your kryptonite. Like some sort of victory that has been unattainable. Your superpower is the end of trying to manifest through a mystery. The Angel of Death, the Two of Pentacles. Oh, the Ace of Swords. Like almost consistently and constantly weighing out options. Practical things to consider here. And then just seeing clearly. Both these individuals holding up. Like enlightenment. Holding up enlightenment. So there's something that's going to enlighten you. That's your strength right now. Is the truth. Your kryptonite has been this difficult victory. The Four of Swords and the Hermit. It's a very long, drawn-out healing process. So there might be something that you've had difficulty healing. Like it's something that pops up often in your life. And you find yourself in this healing cycle of trying to get over something. Trying to recover from something. And because the Star is here, I do like, it could be something to do specifically with, it could have to do with mothering, with the Queen of Pentacles. You may have, I really am getting that. It's funny how it was kind of an example that didn't necessarily, as I said, wasn't necessarily that specifically, but it felt like it. You know, like having a mother and always thinking that she was the problem, or always seeing her as the problem or the negative outlet in a family scenario. And then over time, you discover something that is really uncomfortable to discover. But in that discovery, you realize, my God, she was reacting to this, or she was going through that. And like, because it heals this with the Star and the Queen of Pentacles. Showing mercy. Or you find yourself in a scenario that you once judged someone else being in. And then you see yourself on the other side of that and you're like, wow. It's a really profound observation that comes to you. Your nemesis, the Queen of Pentacles and the Star. Damn, the Six of Wands. The Page of Pentacles. You have the mother and child scenario here right now. With the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. This is definitely is some sort of childhood trauma. right? And even here, it says, as the kryptonite, the weakness, this like long drawn out healing process. I'm hearing mother and child reunion. And that's a really weird song because it's about, I can't remember the Indian dish that it, what is it? I can't remember what it's called, but it's a dish. And I think Paul Simon, I think he was the one that was having the dish, and it inspired the song where it was presented the dish and he'd never seen something like that before. It was chicken and egg. That's where the song came from, I believe, unless that's that falls no more, but that's what I had read once. And I'm hearing that song, Mother and Child Reunion. So it's really fascinating. I don't know, Libra. I want to say prepare for some very interesting times ahead for you. Your next assignment is the Ace of Pentacles and the Chariot. So there's something here, the mystery, the star, something is healed here. Some sort of mystery is solved, and it allows some sort of healing to come through. Yeah, the Lovers. I don't know, it's beautiful. I mean, it really is beautiful. 7 of Wands, the 5 of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, 3 of Cups. Like where a bridge was torn down, one is rebuilt, you know? Oh my God, I'm going to need a nap after this reading. Okay, we're going to do the Merkaba. Merkaba? Let's see. Merkaba. The Merkaba is an extremely powerful symbol. Oh, yeah, okay. It is a combination of 2 star tetrahedrons. One is pointing up to the heavens, channeling energy down from the universe to the earth plane, and one points downwards, drawing energy up from the earth beneath. The top or upward pointing tetrahedron is male and rotates clockwise, while the bottom or downwards pointing one is female and rotates counterclockwise, meaning it is a divine light vehicle allegedly used by ascended masters to connect with and reach those in tune with the higher realms. Its crystalline energy field is comprised of specific sacred geometries that align the body, mind, and heart together. This enables us to experience expanded awareness. Connects us with elevated potentials of consciousness, and it restores access to and memory of the infinite possibilities of our being. The message of the Merkaba is simple. Your motivations are the fountain for what you want to manifest in life. And if those motivations are based in fear and limitations, that will be all you will get. But if you are motivated by your heart and your true inner power, there are no limits and abundance will be yours. That's interesting. Just that last part there, reading that, it felt like even perhaps an energetic reason for why, for some of you, there is something that you know, and you keep this under wraps. You show mercy, and mercy shall be shown to you. Now the incantation, I'm going to read it once, but I do recommend to say it 3 times out loud to really empower it and give it power. Knock down the walls that have kept the fear in. Throw out limitations and let me begin to trust in the power that lives deep in my heart. Now is the time for a brand new start. Well, there you go. It's very interesting reading. And the Tower. Wow. Right. That's what I got, Libra. I don't know what to say after that one. I'm going to go do the extended. That's what I'll say. I'm going to do the extended. In the extended, I look at what from your past still pulls on you, what from your future is trying to push you forward, how this push and pull affects you, and then how to allow all things to flow freely. Thank you so much, Libra. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.